What is going on, everybody? We are back with another episode of Stacked Over Politics. This is Kevin Dent filling in for our boy Shaun. He is, I think he's doing a baseball game, Toddy, softball game, volleyball, something. Yeah, so he's out being a real life journalism, man. That's our real life in the field, Stephen A. So I'm gonna try to step in his shoes and do the best I can. We got our guy Jaevon, Toddy, and you guys know this other man. This is the Emmanuel Scott Anderson. We had a spot to fill. We're talking football. No other guy to fill into the spot. How we doing today, fellas?
Yes, sir. We doing great. Doing great.
The ultimate Seahawk fan is to my left right now.
So. Oh yeah, come on now.
12 man. 12 man.
12 man.
The real bird.
Yeah.
the seabirds. The sea pigeons.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's what they are. They're the sea pigeons. So we got a lot of football going on. Like I mentioned, you guys, we got the football guy here, so we're gonna dive right into it. The Colts granted Jonathan Taylor permission to seek a trade. So I'm going to go through the years on some big running back trades. Last year, Christian McCaffrey, the Panthers traded a 2023 second, third, fourth, and a 2024 fourth. Ricky White, 2002. Ricky White and a fourth were to the Dolphins, and in return, they got a 2022 first, a fourth, and a 2023 first.
Wasn't it Ricky Williams?
Ricky Williams, yeah. Sorry, Ricky Williams, not Ricky White. See, that's why I'm not supposed to be in this role. So we've seen a lot of big-time running backs get traded for a haul. Toddy, I'm going to come to you first. What were your initial thoughts and landing spots? And just give us all kind of your feedback. I know it's still really fresh. It's a couple hours in the news, so we're going to get it out before first taking all them. So let's hear your thoughts. Give the world what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of already set in stone. You're hearing the owner, like Irsay, coming out. I mean, if Jonathan Taylor died tomorrow, nobody would miss him or remember him. I mean, we say shit like that, and you're the owner, and you're like, damn, nigga, I just requested a trade. I don't want to play here anymore. Just, I really like the dynamic. Kev and I, we kind of went back and forth when we were talking about Anthony Richardson, his development, C.J. Stroud, his development. There's a lot of rookies in this division. So we were hoping that Anthony Richardson would get some type of Blue's telling you this is some bullshit. We were kind of hoping that we'd get Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor, that just dynamic duo of them just being able to run the ball. We saw what Anthony Richardson looks like, even though he only played 1 year at Florida, and just how dynamic he could be with the ball in his hands. I feel like he's more of a big play guy, and just him having another big play guy next to him in his rookie year would just make it a lot easier on him, having a run game. But now it's just kind of he's going to have to just take the load a little bit more. I've seen people in the media kind of say that Anthony Richardson could kind of take the role a little bit, like 30-40% of what Jonathan Taylor could bring. Like, he could still rush for like 600, 700 yards potentially, Richardson by himself, rather than having to pay Jonathan Taylor. Which really doesn't make any sense, because whenever Jonathan Taylor's healthy, he's one of the top running backs in the league. Can easily get you 1,500 yards on the ground, and probably another 500-600 catching the ball, because he's a good back out of the backfield as well. So as far as, he's probably going to go for a haul. I saw that a first-round pick was on there. I mean, Christian McCaffrey didn't even go for a first-round pick, and I feel like he's just one of those guys. He's like the premier, back that everyone's trying to be like, because they're trying to remodel their game. Not everyone's trying to just rush for 25 carries and 100 and something yards every play. It's more, okay, let me get 15 carries, split it with somebody else, get another 15, and I can catch 5 to 6 passes out of the backfield. So when McCaffrey didn't even go for a first, he just went for like a bunch of picks, like you already mentioned, like seconds, thirds, sixths, pretty much whatever we can get our hands on, because I know the Niners had a shit ton of third-round picks, so we were just kind of just letting them fly. That could all kind of equivalent to a first-round pick. Like, if you want to just say, fuck it, I'll just give the first-round pick and do that. That's one way to go. Or you can just give them a medley of just a haul of picks, or maybe even try to trade for a player. I don't know when the last time we saw a running back and a player kind of just get traded for straight up, because Jonathan Taylor, the caliber that he is, he's a top 20 player in this league. So you kind of wonder where he would go. Now, the team that I saw that was interested in him was Miami immediately, because, they struck out on Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook ultimately ends up signing with the New York Jets. So, I mean, I'm already looking at just based off of the offense and what Mike McDaniel runs in Miami, it's going to fit Jonathan Taylor perfectly. because Mike McDaniel's coming from the Kyle Shanahan offense scheme. He kind of runs the same thing in Miami. So they would probably try to use him as a Christian McCaffrey type, a younger version of him, I guess. But just this trade alone, we all kind of see it coming. I never really thought that he'd probably suit up for the Colts again. As far as him coming back to camp, I think it probably had something to do with money, contract. Like if he doesn't show up for camp, they're probably going to start finding him. He was like, well, I got to get my money in some type of way. So I think he's still technically hurt, like with his ankle or back or something like that he's still trying to rehab. So he's still showing up to camp for those purposes only. And I mean, it was kind of writing was on the wall for Jonathan Taylor being kind of, out of the loop and just, wondering where he would go. I don't really see any other teams off the top of my head that really need a running back because most of the running backs are kind of filled. If you kind of even look at like the Chiefs have Pacheco. Pacheco's dirt cheap. You're looking at just like the Niners already have a back. I mean, the guy to my left, Manny could even say like, "Hey, we don't really need him because we got what's your running back name?" Yeah. So I'll still take him. So, I mean, it's just tough places. Like the Giants already have a guy. Obviously, have Saquon. You have Derrick Henry, who's in Tennessee. You're just kind of looking as far as teams that you kind of want to see win right off the bat. I feel like Miami would be the team that you're like, there's not really a RB1 over there that you can kind of say that, all right, this is one of those guys. Jonathan Taylor could help them tremendously.
All right, man, I'm coming to you next. One of the teams Ty did not mention that the first team that came to mind when I saw this news was the Chicago Bears. So that's one of the many teams that can use the running back. We also have the Rams, the Panthers, the Bucks. I know they have Isaiah Pacheco, but they would definitely take Taylor over Pacheco. So, Manny, I'm going to come to you next. What is your favorite landing spot for Jonathan Taylor?
I would love him to come to the 12. Now, granted, I'm not saying we don't already have running backs because I think Kenneth Walker is a phenomenal back, and we just got rookie Charbonnet. He's been looking pretty good, pretty decent out there as well. Honestly, I don't think there's ever really a shortage of running backs just because of the load that they take and how often they get hit every time they touch the ball. So I would love to see him come to the 12. Now, at the end of the day, where would he go? Where would he eventually go? I don't know because right now, just in the league, teams aren't really trying to pay running backs. It's an unfortunate situation to be in right now. And Travis Etienne, he said it himself in an interview where you just have to be more versatile. You got to be able to not only run the ball, but can you catch the ball? Can you be a real true 3-down running back? And I think Jonathan Taylor has those abilities, but coming back off of an injury, not a lot of teams are willing to take that risk as well. It's just a super unfortunate situation that he's in. He's obviously a phenomenal back. The year that he had, not last year, but the year before, came out of nowhere, busting into the scene. And so it's one of those things where we just have to wait and see what's going to end up happening, where he's going to go. Obviously, Mike McDaniel with the Dolphins, obviously want to pick him up just because he's not similar back to Dalvin Cook, just because he hasn't been in the league as long, but he's still a good back. And McDaniel, he just loves running backs. He just loves having a very versatile offense. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there to try to shoot him and get him and pick him up.
Yeah, man, there's a lot of good teams looking for a running back. And like I mentioned, exactly like Tony mentioned, actually, like the Dolphins missed on Cook. So now this is kind of round 2 for the running back market to see if they can get him. But my betting bet is Chicago. You want to tell Justin Fields, we got everything you need. I've come on here day in and day out. They are putting everything on the plate for him because they are in a similar situation that the Eagles were in last year. They now have 2 first-round picks. So they're going to tell Justin, we're going to give you A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And if you can't get it done, Toddy's boy, number 13 up at Southern University, is coming in. So he's got a lot on his plate, and I think him in that backfield will take off a lot of the run command on Justin Fields, save his legs a little bit. I know they brought in David Montgomery. They have Khalil Herbert, but none of those guys are Jonathan Taylor. And I want to get on this before we move on. Manny said it kind of came out of the blue 2 years ago. Kevin put him on his fantasy team, so I saw it all the way, Jonathan. So There's also been, I can't come on this and not say all the rumors that I've been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of Eagle stuff connected to Jonathan Taylor. Keep your bags packed because you're not coming to Philly, brother. We ain't pay Miles. We ain't going to pay you. It's just the way it goes. Toddy said it's a money world. What have you done for me lately? I tell Toddy all the time, you want to come try out for your next team? Ain't no other better color to do it than midnight green.
Wait, so you wouldn't sign him?
Oh, we're not going to re-sign him, but if you want to come try out for his next contract, then by all means, come right behind the best line in the NFL.
You would rent him.
You said what?
You would
rent him out?
Oh, yeah.
Rent out a luxury car?
Come on,
hey, man, you never know. You can spin around the block a couple times.
You spent a first-round pick on him?
No. But like Uncle Manny had mentioned, for the audio-only listeners, Taylor's injury would be a big concern. He had a rough year last year. So does that concern play for you guys at all, or are you expecting him to bounce back and hit the ground running?
I think he's going to bounce back. I think when healthy, he's a top running back. I really don't. I mean, is it like it's an ankle injury back? What is it?
I want to say it's
last year was his back. It's his lower back.
It's a lower back injury, which can be tricky. Just because I played with a few guys who had back injuries as well, where you can think you're good, and then one little tweak is like
that back get tight.
Yeah. But overall,
I got $12 million for him, Kev.
I don't know, man. You know, if you can come in, guarantee me, let's say 1350, 11, 12 touchdowns, and a Super Bowl appearance.
So it's
man,
an incentive-based deal.
Oh yeah,
it's an
you want to stay in this backfield? We got a running back. It's number one.
He's gonna have career highs and everything.
And career highs. I need 17 full games. 17
right.
full.
Jalen didn't play 17 full games and he got a big ass contract. A running back.
Like Jaevon, like Toddy mentioned earlier, we brought up Dalvin Cook, so it's only right that we get into this AFC East preview. And Toddy, you have the New York Jets. So tell us a little bit about their prediction, where you think they're going to fall in the division, and kind of any other takes you have on them.
I've been on record, I guess, since April, so I didn't know it was that long that I had the Jets win the division. I think it was pretty much whenever we figured out that Aaron Rodgers was going to come to the New York Jets, when he pretty much went on McAfee and announced it. Even though the trade didn't happen, I think a month or two after he went on McAfee, he was like, yeah, I came out of the darkness. I'm playing for the New York Jets. So I'm just looking at their schedule here, and starts off hot. Now, this is probably going to be a game that's going to be on Vonny's hotline. Man, you can't get no better than this. Monday Night Football game, week 1 on 9/11, which is crazy too, and it's in New York, so it's going to be a pretty huge game. They got the Bills on Monday night, and it's at MetLife. They're at home. I got them Jets winning, man. I think Garrett Wilson's gonna have probably $150, 7 receptions. Who's gonna be guarding him? Probably Tre'Davious.
I don't know. He's still not a full year recovered.
I think Tre'Davious White might be. I think he might be on him that game, but I think Garrett Wilson's gonna have a great game. We'll probably see a bunch from Dalvin Cook as well too. Week 2 at the Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys are no pushover. I think the Cowboys will be a very formidable team. This is going to be another primetime game for them because, Dallas, whenever the Cowboys are on TV or they're playing, it's on national TV for some weird reason. Going to be a tough game. I got them losing that game. It'll probably be very close, probably by a field goal. I could be wrong, though. You got Week 3 at the Patriots, so I got them 1-1 so far.
1-1.
Patriots.
I'll tally for you.
So I think they'll beat the Patriots. I just don't think the Patriots are that good. They got Mac Jones as a quarterback.
McCorkle.
Even though, we've kind of said, called him McCorkle, as that is his government name on this show, as he kind of regressed last year, even though that it was due to, lack of who was calling plays. No one really knew. It was kind of a mystery. But now that he has Bill O'Brien back, Dolphins should look better, in my opinion. Another team that we didn't really talk about for the Jonathan Taylor team it could be the Patriots because, they were also kind of snooping around on Dalvin Cook. But, Bill Belichick is notoriously cheap and not really going to pay that much. I mean, he got Randy Moss for like a 4th round pick, which is insane to even think about. So if you think that he's going to freaking throw the bag at you, and he had Tom Brady all those years, didn't even throw the bag at him until his last couple of years. Got another thing coming. So 1-1 here. Patriots, yeah, I think they win. Week 4, you got the Chiefs. Now, this is a game that it is at home. They play a lot of. They're putting them on TV now because they figured out Aaron Rodgers was coming to town. It's gonna be tough. Aaron Rodgers versus. Damn, this might be another Hotline game too. I like the Jets this game for some weird reason. I like them. I like them here. I like them.
I like it.
They're at home. Why not? They got them on Sunday night, so that's they're putting. Hey, Aaron Rodgers is gonna be. You're gonna see Aaron Rodgers a lot in prime time. Monday night, Sunday night, those Sunday afternoon games. You're gonna see him a lot. So we got them 3-1 here. At the Broncos, I think it's at Mile High. Don't really know too much about how fixed Sean Payton can fix Russell Wilson after kind of what we saw last year and just the debacle with Nathaniel Hackett. It's kind of been a whole thing of him calling him out last year. Can he fix them altogether? That's probably a question that Manny would probably be able to answer better than I can from his experiences with Russell Wilson in the 12. But I do have I got the Jets beating the Broncos here. So that's what, 4-1. 4-1. Got the Eagles. It is at home. Man, this is these are a lot of games that could really go either way. I have them losing this game.
Nah, don't say that.
Just because I think it's just a give and take, man. They're playing so many great quarterbacks like early, and it's like, okay, they're not going to win a majority of these games. Now, I could be picking wrong on which games that they're winning, which games they're losing, be right on the record. But I don't know. I just think the Eagles might come in. Probably seeing Rodgers too much on primetime football. This is another primetime game. It's a late afternoon game, so we'll see them. They're probably going to – I'm telling you, the Jets are going to be in a lot of just primetime, game of the week type games that you'll just see them in just because it's Rodgers and the Jets, New York football. So what, that's 4-2?
1-2.
4-2. So we have they have a bye. Week after that, they have the Giants. I think they beat the Giants. I don't think the Giants are going to be particularly good. Foreshadowing, I'm going to be doing their NFC East preview. And we'll see how that goes. Week 9, I have them against the Chargers. I think they're better than the Chargers just because I think the Chargers have a better I think the Jets have a better defense, even though the Chargers have I feel like the Chargers are supposed to have a really good defense. They just have really good players on defense. Like they have Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. Why am I blanking? J.C. Jackson. They have Derwin James. Like they have dudes on their Asante Samuel Jr. Like they have good players on their defense, but it just doesn't accumulate as a whole. Like it doesn't show up, and it just really never makes sense. And I've been saying that about the Chargers for a few years now because they've had good players on defense, but it just never adds up. So I'm gonna take the Jets to win here. So what? That's 5-2.
5-2.
You got they're at Jimmy G and the Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. I don't think the Raiders will be that good this year. I think they probably might be in the running for Caleb Williams. That's how bad I think they'll be this year. Maybe it could be just because of how good their division is. You're kind of just looking like you got the Chargers, you got Herbert. Could they be better than the Broncos? Probably not, but is it that much of a gap? I'm not sure. But Sean Payton was paid for a reason by the Broncos, so they should be able to close that gap. So I have them beating the Raiders here. Now they're playing, so they're 6-2 here. Yep. Have them playing against the Bills. I think they end up probably splitting with the Bills. I think probably the division is going to just beat up on each other pretty much, just based on how tough their division is. I think they probably have the toughest division in football, to be honest. Just based off of
hands down.
Teams, quarterback, coaches. I think it just all stacked, period. So got the Bills winning this game. They're at 6-3. Dolphins at home, week 12 on Prime, first game. Now they could either sweep the Dolphins it's gonna all be based on Tua's health. I think if Tua's not playing and freaking Skylar Thompson's back there, this is going to be a whole different story. But then again, we saw Skylar Thompson somehow magically in the playoffs. Now we know that they did have some help. I think the Jets they had to win by like a certain margin or something like that. They kind of just, the quarterback play wasn't really doing it for them the entire season last year. And so they were kind of just fighting for their lives. So week 12, I have them beating the Dolphins. They could be with or without Tua. I'm not sure. We just hope that he's healthy the majority of the year so we can kind of just see the best of the Dolphins. Week 13 against the Falcons. Who's your quarterback? Who are they playing? Is it Desmond Ridder? Is it Taylor Heineke? Who knows by this point? The Falcons could be another team to be in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes. A lot of people think the Falcons are – I think the Falcons have a really good defense. They have, obviously, Drake London, Kyle Pitts, and Bijan Robinson, who I do think is going to win Rookie of the Year. That's something to watch out for. I just really don't know who the quarterback would be and how good their quarterback play will be. And I just think the Jets have a better team, so I'm going to go with the Falcons here. I think I'm at 7-3.
What's that? 7-3.
7-3. Against the Texans, yeah. I think if people were very high on the Texans, I'd say right before the preseason started, like after the draft, right before the preseason started. As far as win totals go, I think their win total was like 5.5, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, CJ Stroud's going to come in and just hammer that." We'll see how fast he adjusts to the NFL speed and just how quick the game's going to be for him. We saw, a couple of woes here in preseason, but he just needs snaps and he needs reps. He'll get better. I think he'll get better as the season goes and probably be in the running for Rookie of the Year. But not against Aaron Rodgers. So I got them beating the Texans here. At the Dolphins, just to be safe, I think they'll probably lose this game at Hard Rock. If Tua's healthy, they'll probably end up splitting. I say if Tua plays in both games, they're going to lose one of those games just because they have way too much talent. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, possibly Jonathan Taylor. We don't know. He might be on the team by this time. Even just on the defensive side, Jalen Ramsey is going to be back. What's up, brother? Cousin James. Jalen Ramsey will probably be back by this time. I think they said he should be out the first 2 months. So we'll see what that kind of lingers. Xavier Howard kind of had a down year last year. He's looking to bounce back this year. I think he will. Big fan, or no, not Fangio. He's not. Is Fangio?
Yeah, it's Fangio.
Fangio's back. He's the D coordinator, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
I think in his scheme he'll probably play a lot better. And obviously, I have Bradley Chubb on the D line causing havoc. So, this Dolphins defense is very underrated too. So, they got a lot of good players on their team, but they'll probably end up losing that game. So I have them at 8-3. 8-3. Commanders, once again, you're playing against Sam Howell. How good is Sam Howell? I think the Commanders team is actually pretty solid. If you kind of just look at their team, you got Brian Robinson, solid running back. You have Terry McLaurin, who got hurt in this preseason game tonight as we speak on, what's today, August 20th. That's preseason. So
21st.
21st. But week 16, this is on Christmas Eve that they'll be playing. So Jahan Dotson's another guy that a lot of people kind of overlook. I think all he did was catch touchdowns last year. For whoever had him on his fantasy team was probably raking it in. And Curtis Samuel's another guy that a lot of people kind of just overlook. So I think that their team is good. I feel like they had a solid quarterback. This Commander team could be formidable. Eric Bieniemy, we're going to see what he kind of looks like in this offense. You're kind of just already hearing rumblings about, I don't like how Eric Bieniemy coaches and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, can he coach a game without Andy Reid? Can we just wait till the season starts?
Give him a chance.
Yeah, just give him a chance. So, at the Browns, I feel like this is kind of going to be a sneaky game that the Jets will probably look best and showdown with Deshaun Watson. I think the Browns probably get him here. They'd be traveling on the road. So this will be a Thursday night game on Amazon Prime. And I think the Browns probably get him here. It'll probably be a very close game. a game that most people, I think the Jets would probably be favored in this game, probably by 2.5. Will probably
More than that.
I'll say 3.5 will probably be the line of this game. We can look back and see however many weeks that is, almost by Christmas that'll be. So I have them losing that game, so I feel like my record's off, but we'll probably just go back. At the Patriots, I think that they beat the Patriots. I think they sweep the Patriots, and the Patriots lose. Can the Patriots kind of be a sneaky team to get Caleb Williams? I don't think
They won't be that bad.
I don't think Bill's going for that. Bill's not just the guy that's like, fuck it, let's just restart.
They're gonna play the backup quarterback before they do that.
They're gonna be
Zanny.
Zappy. Bailey Zappy. I don't know. I just think the Jets last year when they played against them, it was just kind of like a defensive battle. And like all the games that they played, it was just like defense, because both quarterbacks suck. So no one can really put up points. And I feel like that's going to be a different story with Aaron Rodgers here. And I think the Jets end up sweeping. So how many losses do I have them? I have them losing to
Eagles, Browns,
Bills, Dolphins, Eagles.
So 13-4.
Oh, damn, 13-4.
Perfect. 13-4.
13-4. So that means that they would probably have to be. Damn, that would mean that.
That means they play on the road.
No, they would damn near be. That's like contention for a number 1 seed. They could. That means the Jets would probably be the number 1 seed. I don't know if that happens though. But
that'd be nuts.
That would be crazy. Let me revise one. I'm probably gonna because that just don't sound right to me.
No,
I'm gonna revise the Chiefs game. I'm gonna take the Chiefs game out.
So now they're 12-5.
12-5. That sounds
5. 12-5 for the New York Jets first year under new OC Nathaniel Hackett and quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Manny, you ready? You ready for next, or you want to go third?
No, I can go next here.
Perfect. All right. So, Manny, tell me a little bit about the Dolphins, or no, the Bills. Excuse me. Tell me a little bit about the Bills and some hot takes you have for them, and where you see them falling in the division. Ty just said that they're going to lose to the Jets. So, what are your thoughts on that? And just kind of run us down through the season.
I think it's going to be a lot closer between the two teams than you think. Just because of how stacked the division is. You got the Jets, who obviously, they have a new quarterback in A-Rod. Who's a huge factor for them. Then you have the Dolphins, which as a team, they're good, but we always wonder about who's that man under center. And if Tua stays healthy, they can be a very dangerous team. Then we have the Patriots. Now, we don't know who's the quarterback, but it's the Patriots, and they always have a solid defense. And that's one thing you got to be on the lookout for, is that their defense, and then their guy Judon, who's coming off the edge, who played a huge factor.
He's got paid.
That's really what it's come down to. That's really what I think it's going to come down to, is the which offensive line can hold up between the Bills and the Jets. Which offensive line can hold up? Because right now I don't think the Jets have a solid O-line, and the teams that they're playing, especially the first couple of games, are very solid defensive teams who can rush the quarterback. But if we go here through the Bills' schedule, game 1, because they're at New York on 9/11, is why I have the Jets winning that one. Only reason. Now, that's really the only reason. If Von Miller plays and he gets out there and do his thing, that's what's going to set the game apart. Then the Bills is going to win.
Von's going to be ready until like mid-season.
Yeah,
they said week 3, week 4.
But game 1 to the New York Jets, I got them on 1 starting off. From there, though, I have them honestly 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5-game winning streak.
Okay.
They have the Raiders. They're going to beat the Raiders. You have Washington. I just don't necessarily think Sam Howell's going to get it done. You have Miami, because they're playing at home, is why I have the Bills winning. They lost.
When is that? That's in October. Is it going to be snowing or not?
No. I don't think it's going to be snowing. which I think Josh Allen, I think they're going to have their get back. I think they want to have their get back for that game. So I think they're going to win
that. They had a snow
that.
game last year, but I think that was year last year, so that's probably why it was snowing.
Yeah, it was towards the end of the year. So I think they're going to get their get back. Then they have the Jaguars, which the Jaguars, they got Calvin Ridley, and I'm actually excited to see what they do this year. Just because they made it to the playoffs last year, and had a comeback win from behind against the Chargers, but it was the Chargers. They just can't figure out how to get it together with them Chargers. But against the Bills, I think they're going to get that dub. Then they play against the Giants after that. With the Giants, I just don't trust Daniel. I just don't trust Daniel. Then we have the Patriots. Now, I have them losing that game because they're at the Patriots. They're at the Patriots Stadium. And I think they're going to have just enough film on them with Bill Belichick and his defensive schematic mindset. I think they're going to sneak one in there. Afterwards, they have the Bucks. They're gonna get a dub against the Bucks. Baker May. They got Baker Mayfield.
Kyle Trask.
Yeah, come on.
If you ask Shaun.
Yeah. Now afterwards, pretty much all of November is gonna be. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough because you have the Bengals, you have the Broncos, you have the Jets, and then you have the Eagles. Yeah, this is where I kind of I struggled at because these are all very either or type games. I think at Cincinnati, I think they're going to lose that one. Then they have Denver at home on Monday. I think they're going to get a W against Denver because it's at home, but because it's later towards the season for Denver, and they had a chance to really play together. And with Sean Payton, who's a very solid coach, and just watching how he's been working with Russ during the preseason, just their last game. Russ, it was said he was supposed to play the whole first half, but got him out of there early just because, Russ did Russ things. Got out the pocket, go get his yardage, get out of bounds, okay? He's third in rushing all time for rushing quarterbacks. Can you believe it? The only people ahead of him, Cam Newton and Mike.
Such a Seahawks fan.
I still believe in Russ, okay? He's a former Seattle 12 man. I still believe in Russ.
Can you explain what happened last year with him? I just don't know what happened.
Nathaniel Hackett let Russ
system wasn't systeming.
He let him do a little bit too much, and he had to put some structure around Russ to realize and say, like, hey, you're not going to have your own personal office. You're not going to have your own personal coach up in here.
Okay.
Sean Payton, he runs the show here.
Okay.
Yeah. But with all that being said, they're going to lose to the Bills in the middle of November. Afterwards, they have the Jets again. I think they're going to get a dub against the Jets. This one, I think they're going to beat the Jets. Game one, I think the Jets is going to get that one. But they see them again towards the middle of the year, towards the end of the year. I think they're going to get the Jets on that one. Then they have to go to Philly. I got Philly winning because of that defensive line. The trenches, I don't think teams talk about that enough, and being able to get a pass rush. It plays a huge role. It plays a huge role. If you look at Philly and the Chiefs last year,
got a young pass
they
rush
both were top 5 in QB pressures. Like it's tough. They got a pass rush, and then afterwards they have a bye week, and then they gotta go back. They gotta go see the Chiefs, man. They gotta go see the Chiefs after that. This is tough. Man, what is that? I think that's going to be a 2-game losing streak.
Skid?
No, they have a bye. Because of that bye week, I think they're going to come out and get that dub. Because of the bye week.
They beat the Chiefs last year. They beat the Chiefs last year. So
yeah, I mean, It's regular season. Chiefs is something else when they hit the playoffs, though.
True. That is very true.
And so I see them getting a dub against the Chiefs coming out of the bye. Then they have to go see Micah Parsons, Week 15. Because they're playing at home, I think they're going to get that dub. And then not only that, it's towards the end of the year. It's going to be cold out there. The Dallas, they play inside. They play indoors. So I think they're going to get that dub against Dallas. Then they got the Chargers playing at the Charger Stadium. I think that's another dub there. Then they have to see the Patriots again. I think they're going to win that one. And then towards the end, they have Miami. I think they're going to, because it's at Miami, I think they're going to get at Miami. I don't think they're going to get that dub.
Did you have them lose to Miami earlier, or did you have them win? I think you did.
No, I have them beat Miami earlier.
Oh, so they split.
Yeah, I think they split.
How many losses you got?
We got.
You can count it 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I got 4. 5.
5 losses, 12-5.
12-5.
Are they winning the division with 12-5?
If you kind of just look at the teams, like the top teams last year, there's a lot of 13. Like it was like to get the number 1 seed last year, you had to win like 14 games, 13, 14 games. So yeah, it's not impossible.
I think they're still going to win the division over the Jets. Yes, the Jets, they have Aaron Rodgers and they just got Dalvin Cook, but it's still all new. I don't think offensively these guys all played together long enough. Now, it could be a shocker just because of Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers. They already have a history together, and they already have a couple of guys that played together in the receiving core. But even with all that being said, I think the Bills are still going to win the division. I don't necessarily know if the offensive line is going to be able to hold up for the Jets when it comes to playing against teams that have great pass rushers. And with Aaron Rodgers, he's not trying to be running around like that like he used to, okay? He's 39 years old. Like, he just wants to be able to sit in the pocket, throw the ball, release the ball, and there we go. But now with this new offensive line, because of the whispers of there being some troubles and some issues, I don't think is the reason why they're going to win the division.
Muted, Kev. You're muted.
You're muted, Kev.
Perfect, my man. Perfect. So we are going to go next. We are going to talk about the New England Patriots. Toddy mentioned out earlier, they're bringing in a new OC and Bill O'Brien that can actually develop Mac Jones. We saw in his first year, he was able to lead them to the playoffs. And then the second year, we mentioned they lost their OC. Bill's more of a defensive guy calling the plays. So we really saw Mac Jones struggle. We even have to hear the chant scream, "We want Zappy." So I think this is going to be a revenge tour for Mac Jones. I'm not saying revenge tour as in they're going to do anything special, but the slack on his name is going to stop after the season, I believe. I have them finishing, unfortunately, 4-13. I don't have them being able to get Caleb, but top 5 easy. So let's dive into the schedule. So for those of you who don't know, I am a huge Eagles fan, and they played the Eagles week 1. The Jets had a signing, a receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster.
Oh,
he wanted to troll us. He wanted to dance. He wanted to think he's relevant because they called the bad hold.
Calendar game.
This is circles right there, Juju. So this game right here, we're going to have the Philadelphia Eagles coming off that Super Bowl loss. I have this being an embarrassing game. This is going to set the Patriots back. This is going to be nasty. I think the Eagles are going to come out there and put all the criticism back, put it all back to sleep. Then they have the Dolphins, 2 back-to-back home games. We talked about the health of Tua. The Patriots are bringing back a top 5 defense. They drafted arguably the best corner, unless you ask Manny, in Christian Gonzalez. So I think Christian Gonzalez is going to be a great corner for this team. I think he's going to bring great awareness, athleticism to this defense. We mentioned Matthew Judon, who was a sack leader in sacks. He just got that big extension. Unfortunately, with all that being said, they're still going to take an L here to the Dolphins. Tyreek and Waddle is going to be too much for them. They could continuously add to this offense. We saw that they missed out on Cooks. They could go get Taylor. So there's a lot of things that can still be questioned or brought to the table with this Dolphins offense. Then we have the Jets at the Jets, week 3. This is Aaron. So fun fact, The Jets have not beat the Patriots in 15 straight games. It ain't going to be 16, ladies and gentlemen. This streak comes to an end. Week 3 in MetLife Stadium. The Jets put it to rest, and they get the dub. Then they go into Jerry's world. And, depending on who you ask, they're called the Cowboys. But you ask me, they're the Cowgirls. So, is this when the Patriots get their first win of the campaign? Absolutely not. The Cowboys might be, whatever you want to say about the Cowboys, at home, they're a hell of a team. As much as it hurts me to say this, we brought up Micah Parsons, we brought up Trayvon Diggs, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott. So we're going to see a new offense. They got rid of their offensive coordinator for scoring too many points, if you ask me. But, hey, I guess that's what gets you fired nowadays. So, next week, at home versus the New Orleans Saints is when they get their first W of the year. I'm not a big believer of Derek Carr. And if you ask me, I love Slam Boy. Michael Thomas, I love him.
Slam.
Can't stay healthy. That's putting a lot of pressure on Chris Olave. Alvin Kamara is going to miss the first 3 games. So he'll be getting back into 3 games. So this will be the first game back. So he'll be getting back into motion. I just think it's going to be too much for them to really play catch up. So I think this is where the Patriots get their first W. And then they go to Vegas. That's 2 in a row, baby. Hit them slot machines, cost them coins, put them on the ticket. That's a W. We talked about the Raiders. They could be in the mention for Caleb Williams, so I don't think they're going to be able to get here. But this 2-game winning streak comes to an end. They got the Bills coming to town. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis. The list goes on and on. I'm going to take the Bills here going into the bye. When they come out of the bye, unfortunately, back playing the Dolphins. It's another L. I got them getting swept. Then they head to Washington. We talked about the Commanders a little bit in the pregame show before we got on here. I have none but great things to say about the Commanders. My man Tyson is in the comments. I told him I reached out with him earlier, got his feedback on it. So I'm going to take the Commanders here. Sam Howell, Terry McLaurin. We'll dive into them a little bit later on when we do the NFC East preview. But I'm going to take the Commanders in this game, which would mean the Pats lose again. Then they go to the Colts. Is Jonathan Taylor on this team? Is Anthony Richardson still the starter? There's still a lot of unknowns. He could suck. My man's only played 13 games.
They going all in.
Hey.
All in.
So we'll see what that comes from there. So I'm going to take – this is where the Patriots get their third win of the season against the Colts. Then they go to the Giants. I'm going to take the Giants. I think they're just going to come off this playoff high. They're another really good team in this NFC East. Yes, it is in London. Excuse me. It is in London. So then they play the Chargers. We've talked about the Chargers on this pod a lot. I'm not going to get too much into it because we already know. I'm going to take the Chargers here. They play the Steelers, Gary's team. He's not here right now. I'm going to take the Steelers. Then they play the Chiefs. Don't even need to entertain. That's the L. Another win. Here goes win number 4, baby. Going in to Sean Payton's realm. What's up, Broncos? It's McCorkle Jones. By this, it's either going to be the Broncos of last year or a new Broncos team. So we're gonna see what we're dealing with. But I'm going into this game thinking it's the Broncos from last year. And then they end the season with the Bills and the Jets. Those are 2 L's. Going into the season, 4-13, Bill Belichick. It's going to be sad to see, man.
Worst record ever?
Hey, man, it's probably. I don't know it for sure, and I'm not going to say it, but I definitely think they're gonna lightly be like, look, man, it's time to move on. We're not gonna fire you, but it's time to go, brother. Pack your bags.
We're not gonna fire you, but it's time to go.
But it's time to go, brother.
Yeah, it's not good for them.
So this is gonna be a little difficult. Gary's not here to do the Dolphins, so we're gonna do it as a panel. So we're all gonna go, and majority will win, and that's how we will predict their record. So we have the Dolphins coming back. We talked about Tua's health. First game of the year against the Chargers. Who are we taking, fellas?
Where's the game? That's in
Dolphins.
It's in San Diego, in LA.
Doesn't matter.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't think it matters where the location is.
Dolphins.
I'm probably taking the Chargers. No
Really?
Jalen Ramsey.
Chargers.
Quentin Johnson, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
I'm gonna take the Dolphins.
Ooh, okay. Man, who you taking?
This game will probably be like an even
nice.
game.
That's 1-0.
It's gonna be a very even game. Like if you want to bet this game, it's definitely a pick 'em.
All right. Then we have them going in to the team that I just mentioned, the Patriots. I think this is L. I don't even have to ask the panel. I think we're all going to agree that this is a Dolphins.
Yeah,
okay, so that's 2-0. Then home game, they're welcoming in the Sean Payton Broncos. I'm going to take the Dolphins in this one.
Yeah, I think they beat the Broncos.
Manny?
I got the Broncos.
Oh, hell.
I know.
Please give some.
He likes Russ, man. He loves him.
I think Sean Payton's going to have these boys right, man. Y'all don't understand. Like, this Broncos, their defense is already solid. Their defense is solid. They just
really
get their offense together. And it's not like they lost the games that they lost last year. It wasn't like they lost them by large margins. It was just all by I want to say 3 to 7 points. So it's not like they lost bad. Is that they just couldn't put up points. And this year,
I just can't ignore.
Sean Payton's going to get them right.
I just can't ignore the fact on how trash Russ was last year.
Everybody has flukes.
There wasn't really like
2 years in a row
injury that he could have like fell on and be like, oh yeah, my shoulder was fucked up, my knee or something like that. It was just like he was just trash. And like the year before in when he was with Seattle, he got hurt, but he still looked formidable. You wouldn't have thought that he would have been like, oh, he's gonna fall off the face of the earth, and you're picking guys like Tua to be better than him the next year. So I'm just like, is Sean Payton gonna come in and just be able to just fix everything that's wrong with him? I don't think so, but I feel like he's gonna look better than he was last year. But how much is that better gonna be? It might just be like a smidge better. I don't think it's like, oh, I'm top 5 quarterback again. I feel like that shit
again.
I'm not gonna put things on preseason, but from what I've seen from Russ, he's gonna be back.
He's back?
He's gonna be back.
All right, Russ, man. We clip these things around here. I'll hate for that to come back and get you.
Fantasy.
All right. So then
don't pick up for your fantasy.
So we have them going into the Buffalo Bills. Personally, I'm gonna take the Bills in this matchup.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills.
I like the Bills too.
Bills, perfect. So that is 3-0, 4-0. 4-0. We have them playing the Giants, coming off of their first playoff record in a while.
3-1, I think. 3-1.
No, we go with the majority. Manny was only so we're undefeated. We ain't having them lose to the Broncos.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm tripping.
So are we having them beat the Giants, fellas? I'm taking the Giants.
Yeah, definitely got the Giants here. Or no, I have the Dolphins beating them. I don't think the Giants are going to be. The Giants are going to play a first place schedule now, or like a whatever. I think it's second place schedule, just based off of who. Like they're not going to be playing dog shit teams anymore. They're going to be playing like real teams. Like I feel like the Dolphins are a real team, very stacked team. Similar quarterback types. I think Tua is better than Daniel Jones. But I feel like Daniel Jones, or I feel like Tua has better things just like around him. He has Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, 2 number 1 receivers, in my opinion. I feel like Daniel Jones has Saquon. Now Darren Waller. Can Darren Waller stay healthy? He hasn't in the past couple of seasons. And now it's just like, who else is he throwing the ball to? Is it Wan'Dale Robinson? He's throwing to Jalen Hyatt. Is Jalen Hyatt gonna be a guy? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I got the Dolphins here.
Who you taking, Manny?
I think with this one, I'm gonna go with the Giants.
Okay, so we are taking the Giants. So now the Dolphins are coming in at 4-2, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1,
4-1.
So then, after the Giants, they play Bryce Young. I think this is a complete power speak for the panel. I think we're all going to take the Dolphins here.
Yep.
Even though Kev is a Bryce Young guy. So.
Whoa, CJ Stroud. Don't, hey, man.
He said Bryce Young won the division, so.
Oh, yeah. That's a Panthers thing. The division kind of sucked. I don't know if it's going to be because Bryce Young.
Okay.
So then, I'm not even going to offer it to the panel. Fly, Eagles, fly. I don't even want to hear your feedback. We're going to go ahead and bump them up to 6-2. All right? Wow. We all agree? If you guys feel something, I'm the host of the pod today. So I'm going to let y'all speak.
I'm not going to be petty today. I'm not going to be petty.
Toddy, what about you? Are you going to be petty?
Nah, I think the Eagles won that game. It's on Monday night, right? That'll be a good game.
Yes, sir. And then they play the Patriots for the second time. I think I speak for the panel for a second time that they're bringing the brooms out.
Yeah.
I don't think the Patriots will be that good this year, but I don't think they're going 4-13. Like Kev said.
I mean, there's a lot of in between games. It just depends, bro. They don't have the receiving weapons.
That's true.
So who's throwing it out to? Anyways, so the game everyone has been waiting for since the day Tyreek Hill got traded. Tyreek and the Dolphins versus the Chiefs. Who are we taking, fellas?
I think we're taking what is this game in Mexico? Is this the
Mexico?
Oh, it's a Mexico game. So I think the Chiefs win, but I think Tyreek Hill will probably have like 200 yards receiving.
200 is nuts.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins too.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
7-2?
Yeah, I'm taking the Dolphins.
Why not? It's a neutral field, so it's possible for sure.
Yeah.
Jalen Ramsey will probably be back by then.
Yep. And then we got them going to Vegas. I think I speak for the panel again. I think we're all going to take the Dolphins, move them to 8-2.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be interesting. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Dolphins at Jets.
At Jets? Jets.
I think I have them losing. So I think the Jets win.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Jets as well. So now they're 8-3. Now we are going to play the Commanders. What are our thoughts?
I think it's going to be like a trap game in a sense. Like the Dolphins will definitely be favored in this game. We'll see a bunch. Like I saw, there was like a trap game. The Commanders, they beat somebody last year that they weren't supposed to beat, but it was
us.
I mean, what did Jalen Hurts play? Oh wait,
yeah, bro. Quez Watkins dropped a touchdown. Yeah.
I don't know.
I woke up the next morning. Everyone think Mama was a Commanders fan.
Oh yeah, that's when you got.
It was a cold world.
We were
like
what, 6-0? Team, and then they lost. That's right. I think we'll see Chase Young in this game. Probably Chase Young might get traded, to be honest. But if he still is there, I think he'll cause havoc on the D line. Commanders have a sneaky D line that a lot of people aren't really talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
I still got the Dolphins.
Still got the Dolphins.
Yeah. Sounds good. I think we're all going with the Dolphins. Tyson not gonna be.
I wouldn't be surprised if I turned on Sunday Ticket, which I probably will have by some point in time. The Commanders are winning late, and then the Dolphins have to come back and win. So.
And then we have them going to Tennessee and playing DeAndre Hopkins and his new team. I think I speak.
Titans? Derrick Henry, is he not going to have a game?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be close. I'll take the Dolphins. It might be the Willis show by then, or the Will Levis show.
Yeah, no, I got the Dolphins in that one.
Might be on Sunday night or this Monday Night Football.
Monday night, I believe. And then we have the second game of the New York Jets. What are we taking?
Didn't they split with the Dolphins? Man, this team is just so loaded and stacked. If you kind of just look at it on both sides on paper, this game is pretty insane. I think the Dolphins are probably going to figure out a way to win. I feel like this line is going to be pretty close. It might be 2.5 Dolphins. If I were to pick whatever the line would be right now. But if Tua is playing, then that's probably what the line would be. They'd probably be favored slightly. If Tua is not playing, I think it'd be the Jets by a touchdown. So it all depends on Tua's health. We have no idea. We'll kind of see where his health thing. It's a week by week thing with him. So.
Did we have them beating the Jets earlier?
No, we have the Jets winning earlier.
Okay, so then I'm taking the Jets. I think they split.
Oh man, I think the Dolphins probably win this game.
Yeah, I think I'm still taking the Dolphins.
Oh shit, 9-2. Dolphins making some noise. All right, it's another hard game. Jerry's World, 9-2 Dolphins coming into town.
I don't know if is it in Jerry's World?
No, it's not. It's in Miami.
It's in Miami.
I think they could lose though.
Personally,
I think the boys get this game.
I think their last 3 games. I think they're going to be L's.
Like their last 3 games. Why am I
so the last 3 games are the Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills.
I think they lose to the Cowboys, lose to the Ravens, lose to the Bills.
Yeah, I had them going 0-3 to finish the year. So that puts them at
Don't let Tua not be
8-5.
Don't let Tua not be healthy those last 5-6 games either. That's really
Yeah, their division is just so tough, and like just looking at their schedule, honestly, a 12-win to 11-win team could probably win this division, just because of how stacked it is, and they're
gonna beat each other up. They're gonna beat each other up the entire year, so that's why I feel like 12 wins could probably win this division.
Yeah, definitely.
So now the big boy division of the NFC, fellas.
Oh boy.
The NFC East. And because the disrespect has started from the pregame show, Manny, we are going to start with you first. You have the Philadelphia Eagles. Tell us a little bit about them.
The Eagles. Okay, let's see what we got here. Now, the Eagles from last year to this year, there's not really much that has changed for them. Which
coaching staff.
Yes, but from a team's collective standpoint, there's not too much that has changed. And with that being said, let's start here with week 1. They have New England at New England. I still think they're going to get that dub, so they're going to start off 1-0. They have the Vikings primetime television Thursday night football. I believe they're still going to get that dub. Then we have Monday. We have Monday night football against the Bucs.
Jesus Christ.
That's another dub. They have a fairly light, easy schedule.
Early on.
The first, 5 games?
17 games?
Okay, let's not go that far. So yeah, they beat the Bucs. Then they have Washington. I believe they can win that one, but I wouldn't be shocked if they lose. We got to see how this guy Sam Howell does. So far he's looking okay in preseason, but that's just preseason, okay? Then we have the Rams. That's a dub, even though they're playing at the Rams Stadium. I think that's a dub. But then they have to go to New York. They have to go to New York next. That can be an L. That can be an L. That can be an either-or game right here. But I think overall they're going to get that dub. Then they have to see Miami after that. I think that's another W. Then they go back.
Are they undefeated? Washington. You got them undefeated right now?
Yeah, no, I have them.
Never lost.
I pretty much have them undefeated for the first 8 games. I think they're going to lose to Dallas. I think Dallas is going to want their get back, so I think they're going to lose to Dallas.
They said Dak Prescott doesn't lose to the Eagles. That's what they told me. That's what they told me.
I think they're going to take
he beat the Eagles last time we played them.
Never lost.
Never lost.
Never lost. Then we have a bye week. We have a bye week after that, so they get a chance to rest. But then they have to go to Kansas City. And that's going to be a Monday night football game. With that being said, I think they're going to take that L. So
second loss, so after the bye?
After the bye, I think they're going to come out, take an L. Then I think they're going to get a W against the Bills. And then they have to see, which is the game I'm going to be looking forward to. They have to see San Francisco. I think San Francisco is going to want their get back, and they're going to want their get back in Philly. They're going to want that get back. So
Uncle Man, you can't support this.
He's a Cowboy fan.
I'm with you.
I should say you sound like a Cowboy fan.
I got them losing to San Francisco at their home stadium. Then they're going to go to Dallas. To Dallas, I think they're going to get that W.
I think they beat them in Dallas.
I think they're gonna.
Did you have a splitting?
Yeah, I have you guys splitting. I do have you guys splitting. It's gonna be one or the other. Whether some form or fashion, they're gonna lose to Dallas this year. Okay, they're gonna want their get back. They're gonna lose to Dallas this year.
They got Cooper Rush one time, and then they got.
They're gonna lose. Okay, so they're gonna lose that one. Then they gotta go see 12.
For people who do not know who 12 is, it is the Seattle Seahawks, and Manny is a diehard Seahawks.
Seattle Sea Pigeons.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. We the real birds, okay? We the real birds, okay? With that being said, they're going to take an L there, okay? You guys are going to have to take that L to Seattle.
It's in Seattle, too.
It's in Seattle. Oh, yeah, they're coming to the 12. Yeah, that's why
that's gonna be a tricky game. It's going to be a tricky game, but I feel like the Eagles win, but I feel like it's going to be
Don't do that.
It's gonna
Don't
be
do
tricky.
that. Don't do that, Ty. You ain't got to be on the side. You ain't gotta be on the side. I know he here. You really want to root for us, but since he here, I guess you.
I hate both of you guys, but I mean,
we don't like y'all either.
Just keep it on it.
Yeah, they're gonna lose to Seattle. I think they're gonna, and then afterwards, I think you guys are gonna win out. You have the
finishes at what?
Giants.
You have the Giants at home. Then you go to Arizona, and then you play the Giants again at Giants.
Kyler Murray playing?
Hell no. They'll be taking for Caleb.
Or it don't matter.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
I don't think it's gonna help. Arizona, they're kind of irrelevant this year, so they're in.
So you guys finishing at what? Record wise.
Record wise, what is that? 1 loss.
That's what I think. I counted like 5 losses, 12-5.
12-5.
13-4.
13-4.
I can dig it.
What y'all go last year, Kev? 14-3.
14-3.
14-3 or 14-2. Oh, he's counting the Super Bowl loss. So.
No. 14. No. Yeah, we were 13-3. No. 13-4. We were 13-4 going into the playoff.
Okay. Guess it's my turn. I got the Giants schedule. I think I have the Giants finishing like third in the division. Week 1 at the Cowboys. I think the boys get them. They always put them on. They somehow got the Cowboys-Giants game week 1 on Sunday Night Football. I think the Cowboys are better. So I'm gonna rock with the Cowboys here. Week 2, we got the Cardinals. I feel like the Cardinals are probably going to be the sorriest team in the league next year. It's really going to depend on how much Kyler Murray is going to play. I feel like they're just going to be in a hole the entire year, and just it's going to be like, all right, we're already 0-7. Should we start Kyler the rest of the year and get him hurt again? Let's try it out. I feel like it's just going to be like we're just going to get rid of it and then end up probably trading that pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of consider like, hey, do we like Caleb better than Kyler? That could definitely be a discussion going down the line. But I do have the Giants winning that game. Week 3 at San Francisco. It's gonna be a rough game for the Giants. I mean, just going to San Francisco on Amazon. Primetime game for us being the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, I think this will be a really good game for. I think Saquon probably had a good game running, catching the ball at the backfield, but I feel like the Niners are just going to shut everything down possible and just kind of just make somebody else beat them. So I got the Niners winning this game. So they're starting off 1-2. Week 4 at the 12, aka as Manny likes to call them. Actually, this is not. It's not 12. It's actually in MetLife. So. It's going to be a close game. I feel like the Giants will probably be favored slightly in this game. I don't know.
Come on now.
It's on Monday night. It's a Monday night football game.
Come on. We shine under the lights. We shine.
I think Seattle's going to win, but I think it's going to be fucking close, though. It's going to be a close-ass game. So, They are 1-3 to start the year. Not a good start. Damn, man, it's not going to get any better. It's not going to get any better. It only gets worse. You got at Miami next. Another loss here. At Miami. Like I said, I've been consistent on this. It all depends on Tua's health. I feel like the line's going to open up at like 6.5 or I'll say 5.5. If Tua is not healthy and not in this lineup, then the line probably drops to 2.5. But it's just going to get worse and go downhill. Week 6, they got the Bills. Another L here. I just think Josh Allen, it's in
Sunday Night Football.
It's in Buffalo, but Sunday night, it's just not a good look for him. The Commanders at MetLife. I think they could split with the Commanders, in my opinion. You got Sam Howell, who, is a big question mark. You have I've already mentioned this before for the Commanders team. I think their receiving core is fairly top notch and underrated, in my opinion. Yeah. But I think that the Giants probably win. I'll probably end up splitting that home. So what? They're 2-4. 2-4. Yeah, I think they're got them 2-4 so far. Week 8 at the Jets. I think the Jets beat them. It's technically a home game for both of them because they share the stadium. So I think the Jets end up winning here. 2-5 at the Raiders. Very, very, very close game. I don't think it'll probably be close. I feel like the line will be close, but I don't think the game will be close. Like I feel like the Giants will be like 3.5 favorites on the road. I'll take the Giants in that game. Raiders will definitely be competing for the number one pick, in my opinion. At the boys, I got the Cowboys sweeping them this year. I don't know. I think the Cowboys in the NFC. I feel like there's a couple of teams that are just up there. Manny might not agree with me, but I got the Niners, Cowboys, Eagles. I feel like are the teams. I feel like those teams kind of like right under Seahawks. The Saints will probably be in there just based off of Derek Carr. I think they'll end up winning their division, so they'll probably automatically put them at the top. But I don't know, man. I just think there's only so many teams in the NFC. It's very top heavy, and then after that, it'll just be kind of whatever. Yeah. So at the Commanders, damn, I feel like the Commanders end up winning this game. It's a home game for them, so I think the Commanders will end up splitting. I just think that their offense, the Commanders being, is too talented for them to not end up splitting with the Giants. So I got the Commanders winning. Patriots at MetLife is a tricky game because I feel like Bill will just make Daniel Jones throw 3 interceptions, and they'll just run the ball with Ramondre and just figure out a way to win that game in MetLife.
You mean Zeke?
Yeah, or Ezekiel Elliott could have a breakout game.
Yeah, so, he's not starting over Stevens.
I don't know. Yeah, I think the Patriots won that game. So, damn, a lot of losses. We'll end up going through these losses. Going back to that.
A lot of losses.
Got a bye week after that. The Packers on Monday Night Football. Now, a lot of people aren't really too high on the Packers because of Jordan Love. I've came out and said on this podcast I think Jordan Love is the best quarterback in the division. So I'm pretty high on the Packers this year. Yeah, Manny's giving me the face right now. Like there's a whole bunch of different guys in this division.
He doubled down on it too.
I'll let him. Now he did say he's not trying to judge a lot off preseason, but what I've seen in preseason so far, I like what I see from Jordan Love, and I think he's a pretty fluid passer.
So you telling me you would grab Jordan Love over Justin Fields?
I didn't say all that. I'm just going off.
Let him know, Manny.
I'm going off what I've seen now. Potential for Jordan or potential for Justin Fields is there. I feel like Jordan Love's. I feel like Jordan Love has a better offensive-minded coach. I feel like Fields doesn't really. He has, yes, he did get DJ Moore. Their offense is better, defense is better, but I'm not too sure on the coach. He's not offensive-minded; he's more defensive-minded. So, not too sure about that. But the Giants versus Packers, I have the Packers winning that game. I'll let Manny react to my Packers take after this. Saints, I'm pretty high on this year as well. So I have the Saints winning this game as well. So we got a lot of losses here on this schedule. Man. It's not looking good for the Giants this year. And I could be all the way wrong, be all the way right. Next week they have the Eagles. I like the Eagles in that game. Next week after that, week 17. Damn, you got the Rams. Are they that much better than the Rams? I don't know. I'm not sure. It could be really good or really bad. Now, is it Matthew Stafford playing or is it Stetson Bennett? Do we have Aaron Donald playing? Is Cooper Kupp healthy? A lot of question marks for this Rams team. Give me the Giants in this game. I'll take the Giants winning. Giants might be able to get it. And then week 18, you got the Eagles. I think the Eagles sweep them this year. So just going off, we'll just count the losses here. So we have, Cowboys loss, Niner loss, Seahawks loss, Dolphins loss, Bills loss, Commander. I had them splitting. Jets 7, 8 losses.
9 and 8.
9 losses, 10 losses, 11 losses.
Rough year for the Danny Dimes.
11 losses is crazy. So what is that? 6 and 11. So 6 and 11 for the Giants. They had a real cupcakey schedule last year. So I mean, we're gonna really see how good Daniel Jones is and was he really worth all that money. So I don't know, man. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, that's a tough one. So moving on to the Washington Commanders. I told you guys we didn't want to get into them, too deep into them in the beginning of the show because we wanted to give me my window to kind of come on here and talk my shit. So I'm gonna let you guys know. Commanders are making some fucking noise. Tyson, I better see some comments jumping up. Commanders are on the rise.
Tyson is a Commanders fan?
Oh, he's a. So if I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this. I have them going 8 and 9.
8 and 9 is crazy.
Yeah.
The enemy is going to be the truth, I guess.
So we have the Cardinals week 1. I'm going to take the Commanders in that game. We talked about Kyler Murray and whether we don't know what the Cardinals are going to be going into that. So I'm going to take the Commanders week 1. Sam Hell, I think this is the game where he really lets the league on notice. You know, he's going to let them know from week 1 that they're here and they're not here to play. Week 2, I think everyone I've mentioned that goes to play the Sean Payton Broncos comes out with a W, so I'm not going to stop now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to have the Commanders starting out hot like fish grease, boy, 2-0. But it all great things that come.
Hey, if they start 2-0, everybody's going to be like, are the Commanders for real this year?
The Cardinals and the Broncos, I mean, we're going to call them for real off of that. So
2-0.
now it gets fishy. They got to play the Bills. That boy Josh, don't play. I think this is the first L, the 2-1. Then they got to go back to the Eagles. You know, they got us last year, like we mentioned. And now we're coming back for everything. We're coming back for the fries at the bottom, Manny. We are coming back for the fries at the bottom. So I'm going to take the Eagles here, dropping them to 2-2. Then they got to go to Chicago. I have nothing but great things to say about the Bears. And this is a game that I went back and forth on, man. I did not know who to take. But if I have them coming in here at 2-2, I think they're going to beat the Bears in Chicago.
On prime time.
So I think they're going to come in and get the Bears.
Okay.
Then they go to Atlanta. I think they're going to get the W there. So now we're 4-2.
The Bears? You got them beating the Bears?
I got to beat the Bears and the Falcons. I got them losing to the Giants. So now they become 4-3.
Commanders might be what the Giants were last year, to be honest.
They beat the Cowboys 5-3. Eagles, another L, 5-4. Pats W, 6-4. Hawks L, unfortunately, 6-5. We have the Giants and the I have the Commanders sweeping. Get the brooms out, sweeping the Cowgirls this year. So that puts them. Yep, and then they play the Dolphins. I think they're going to lose to the Dolphins. We talked about what we think the Dolphins offense can be, so I'm going to take the Dolphins. Then they play the Rams. We don't know if it's going to be Stinson Bennett. This is 3 weeks left in the season. Teams might already be what they're going to be, so we'll see what they come out with. Then they're going to end the year on 2 straight L's, starting with the Jets and the Niners. But, Manny, I want to get your feedback to the Tyson says we are not losing to the Hawks.
I don't know, man. That's going to be
Of course they're going to lose to us. Come on now. The 12, I think Seattle honestly can win the division. Now, granted, I know we have the Niners and
Tell them about the bet.
Are the hot stuff, hot talk of the town. But at the end of the day, what can we rely on? Quarterback and coaching. I'm going with my Seattle Seahawks with Geno Smith and Pete Carroll.
He doesn't believe that. He doesn't believe
in Pete Carroll.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
He had to come on.
If you would have come to me last year, if you would have came to me at the beginning of last year and say like, "Hey, where would the Seahawks be?" I would have told you we wouldn't make the playoffs. I would have told you that.
For the audio only listeners, I hate the skating here. Tyson said, Geno under duress all game, fully healthy defense. I don't know.
They're not going to get it done. I'm sorry, Tyson. I understand you like your Commanders. I don't even know how you became a Commander fan, but hey, all have our vices here and there. But overall, at the end of the day, the 12 is for real. I want you guys to know that. Seahawks going to the playoffs. Oh, yeah. Come on now. I got a Jamal Adams. Yeah, next show, I'm hopping on and wearing it. Come on now.
I'm surprised.
We're going to be back. We're going to be back in full effect.
Okay.
Just wait on it. You heard it here first.
You're winning the division?
Yeah.
That's crazy. They lost 3 times last year, including the playoffs. So we'll see about that.
Uncle Manny coming in the chat hot. The Hawks will split with the Niners.
I told you.
Hawks will split with the Niners.
Uncle Manny coming in with that hot stuff.
Don't forget our bet, Toddy.
Let people know about the bet, man. Let people know about the bet.
Yeah, we made a bet that.
How long ago did we make this bet? It feels like
a while ago. I think it was a minute ago.
It was before the season. Yeah, it was before preseason. It was a while back ago. I want to say it was when after the draft.
I think so.
Yeah. You're gonna split.
He popped up in the
$50.
comments. It was like, "There's no way we're getting swept this year."
Yeah, there's no way. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna split again. We're gonna split against the Niners and win the division.
I was very confident, and I'm still very confident.
Hey, we shall see.
They used to beat our ass all the time, but there's no.
We're gonna move on to the last team in this division, the Cowgirls. So we're gonna do it like that's supposed to be Gary's team. Unfortunately, he couldn't get off of work today, so it's just the 3 of us for episode 47. So we're gonna hold it down. So we're gonna do it as a panel. So week 1, Cowboys at the Giants.
We're doing the Cowboys schedule. Oh God, loss 0-17.
Hey, I'm with it, bro. We don't got to go over it. All right, I'm gonna take the Giants week 1. I think the Giants are going to come in hot, and the Cowgirls still have too much to figure out.
Got the boys winning that game.
Manny, it's all on you.
Cowboys winning that one.
1-0.
Sunday Night Football.
Then, Mr. Hard Knocks comes to town.
I said,
think we'll take the Jets.
I said the Cowboys would win this game on mine, and the Jets.
I believe Cowboys will win this one as well. I think Michael Parsons is gonna call.
You know, it's gonna be crazy, bro. Cowboy fans, they're gonna start off 2-0. The whole world's gonna be, we're winning the Super Bowl. And oh my God! First take, everybody's gonna be talking about them like, oh my, they might win the division.
Well, let me tell you this: if they start off 2-0,
they're gonna do this, that, and the third. The Niners ain't ready for them. They're a different team this year. Dak looks great. He's not throwing 10 picks this year. I'm telling you, bro, this is what's going to – after 2 weeks of NFL football, this is what the world's going to be talking about. You heard it here first.
I don't know, Toddy. It might be 4 weeks. The next 2 games are the Cardinals and the Patriots. Are we having the Dallas Cowboys coming in at 4-0, coming into San Francisco?
It's very possible.
Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. We have breaking news. After 22 long games, the preseason streak comes to an end. The Washington Commanders handed the Ravens an end.
No way.
The streak has ended. They won by 1 point, 20-29. Wow. The streak comes to an end.
Wow.
So, okay, Toddy, I got to get you your first. So we're saying
Small
they're
betting
coming
segment. Marco Pamani put like $100,000 on the Commanders to win this game and end the streak. And they
rich man.
That's crazy.
So, week 5, we have the Cowboys coming in 4-0, playing the Niners. Who are we taking? Manny. We all know who you're taking, Toddy.
No, I got the Niners winning this one.
I mean, we just seen this movie before. Like, we saw it in the playoffs. We saw it last year, the year before that. We went there. They came to us. We beat them. We had a different quarterback. I mean.
Jesse C coming in, 11 from heaven's coming for y'all. Hashtag we them girls. We are coming.
I mean, Micah Parsons, he hasn't really been a factor in the games that we played against him, but I feel like he's going to be a factor just because he's one of the best. What he came in as, he's a smart guy. I'm going to tell you why, because he was originally a linebacker. And he was like, I see what these linebackers are getting paid. Let me put my ass on this D-line and put my in the 3-point stance. And they want to start paying me like a pass rusher. So, very gifted.
Swiss Army knife.
He can cover for sure. So, I mean, he's going to be a problem for anybody trying to game plan against him. But I feel like we haven't really had any problems with the times. We kind of just take them out of the game every time we play against them. So
okay, so we have them coming out of here for 1-1. Then they head to LA to take on the Chargers in LA. I'm taking the Chargers.
I think the Chargers will win this game too.
Kellen Moore's going nuts.
Yeah,
Kellen Moore's bringing out everything.
Revenge game stuff.
Everything he got. Them plays he used to draw up in kindergarten, they coming out. Everything. we ain't leaving nothing in the tank. It's all coming out. They fired me. Yeah, they left me. Hey man, we're leaving it all out there.
Yeah, no, I have them winning this game as well. Just coming out of playing the Niners, and then on a Monday night having to go see the Chargers.
Week
losing this game, so they're gonna lose two weeks in a row.
All right, so they're 4-2 coming into the year. But then they come right back up, Toddy. They play the Rams. And I'll speak for the panel. I think we're taking the Cowgirls.
Yep.
5-2. All right.
Yeah.
I don't care what the panel says. We're going with the Eagles. So that is 5. I'm just playing. All right. So we have the 5-3. The 5-3 Cowgirls coming in to Philly. Who we taking?
It'll be a tough game.
I got Philly.
In Philly.
Can this game get flexed to Sunday night? I would love to see the game on Sunday night. It might be on Sunday night. It might be on Sunday night when it's
in Dallas.
Yeah.
So we're taking the Eagles here?
Yeah. Eagles be favored probably by 5.
So they're 4-3.
Yeah.
Now they're coming. They got the Giants.
I think they beat the Giants too.
I think they beat the Giants too. So 5-3 coming out of this.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. If y'all want to hear Tyson speak, say something crazy. First game versus the Commanders. We take it.
Damn, did we skip the Panther game?
Oh, damn, we definitely did. Yep. So they have the Panthers before that. Sorry, I got
they win that game.
I know with that one. That's a W.
So now they're 6-4 coming in. So 6-4 coming to the Commanders. Who we taking?
Oh, I'm taking Dallas. I'm taking Dallas.
I think Dallas wins, but
I'm taking Dallas.
I think it's gonna be close.
You heard it here first.
Their D-line is the Commanders' D-line is really good. So I think they're gonna give Dak some problems. Dak might throw a couple picks, but I feel like Cowboys will figure out a way to win because they have Sam Howell as the quarterback.
So I have to go off course here for those of you who ain't been around since day one. When these come on, it's because I can't see the haters, okay? I can't see the haters. So Uncle Manny says they're in my head. The Cowgirls are in my head all over the place. Uncle Manny, I can't see you. I can't see you. We don't see the haters. All right? I just have to get that in there. All right. Next week, they got 12 coming to town.
Come on now.
So we ain't got to ask Manny. It's like the Niners. We ain't got to ask Manny. We already know where he's going. Now. Toddy, what do you think here?
Monday night game.
Okay, James.
It's going to be close. Who's your backup quarterback? Manny?
July? No.
July.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
we
still
got backup.
I
don't know, man.
Come on now.
I think Dak is better than Gino, in my opinion. So
really?
Yeah.
All them turnovers.
I'm not saying it's crazy better, but
I hate to be that guy, but lost number 5 comes from 12.
Yep.
Damn, you think Seattle gets them?
Oh, yep. Then the game everyone's been waiting for.
Like
prime time. Birds coming into Jerry's world. This is loss number 6.
It's on Sunday night, right?
Is this loss number 6?
Nah.
Got the boys winning.
Fuck.
Got the boys winning against the Eagles. Hold on. Weed them.
All right. Then I think this is where loss 6 comes. The Bills.
Yeah, I think the Bills get them.
I think the Bills give us this loss number 6. And they play the Dolphins. See, this is another loss. Late in the season, Jalen Ramsey's back. I think this Dolphins defense really gets ringing. And this is the type of year where Dak starts to, there's a lot of problems.
Start sweating. Them picks.
Start getting a little nervous.
He start to throw them picks.
Yeah.
I like the Dolphins here. Damn, they might go on a little skid.
That's loss 7. Then this is gonna be hot. I think loss 8 comes here against the Lions.
Lions?
No.
It all depends. I feel like it depends. Like if the Lions are like, man, if they have a winning record, they could lose this game. The Cowboys can. There was a game last year where the Cowboys were like, I think they were losing to like the Texans. They were down the whole game, came all the way back. So you might see a couple of games from the Cowboys where games they're supposed to win, they'll probably be down and then they have to come all the way back because probably Dak will throw some early picks. They might turn the ball over in some shape or fashion. I think the Cowboys beat the Lions, though, in my opinion.
You're the deciding factor, Manny. Who are we taking?
I got the Cowboys.
Perfect.
I like the Lions, though. I think the Lions will have a good year this year.
So this game will tell it all.
Lions do well, but we just don't know yet. We just don't know until the season actually starts with the Lions.
That's true.
So now we in with the Commanders. Do they finish with 7 or 8 losses?
I think the Commanders split. I think they split. I think the Commanders get them. I think
so we're sitting at 9 and 8.
I'm telling you, the Commanders, they'll beat a team that they are not supposed to beat. Like, I feel like the Cowboys are supposed to win this game, but I feel like this D-line is going to cause a lot of havoc for Dak. And I feel like it's not going to be like, oh, Sam Howell throws 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and for 400 yards. No, it's going to be because the defense caused like 3 turnovers, and Dak turned the ball over so many times. So it'll probably be a low-scoring game. I'd say they win like 14-17.
So that means we have the Cowgirls finishing at 9 and 8. And sorry, fellas, the shade's got to come back on because the comment is getting crazy. Okay, we got Mr. Host, Stephen A, Shaun Hoko coming in with the Cry Eagles, Cry Shaun. I can't even see it. Can't even see the hate.
I can't wait till the Eagles. Silly.
But Manny, the comments are not only full with Kevin hate. Jesse says 12 only means one thing.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that, Jesse. Don't do that, Jesse.
And then Uncle Manny said, we tripping. Cowboys 10 or 7 or better. We had him at 9 and 8, so that's a couple of the tweener games. He's taking the Cowboys.
It's
so, you know.
I mean, hey, why not? I feel like Dak is going to throw 15, 16 interceptions this year.
I know one of them L's going to come to the 12, though.
Yeah. I don't know about that, but it's possible. It's possible. So, I mean, that 9 and 8 could turn to 8 and 9.
Seattle's back.
I think because I think Mike McCarthy's calling plays now, and I don't know if he's that good at calling plays. So that might hinder them and kind of force Dak to throw picks more so. You got Tony Pollard coming off an injury. I like Deuce Vaughn. I think he's going to end up being the second running back. Uncle Manny, Jesse, quote me if I'm wrong. I think Deuce Vaughn will be the number 2 running back. He's going to be a great number 2 to Tony Pollard. Saw him at Kansas State. Fun fact here, whenever you wanted to bet on him to score 2 touchdowns at Kansas State, it was minus 200. So that means Vegas knows that he's going to get into the end zone in some shape or fashion. But Tony Pollard coming off an injury, we'll see what he looks like. I don't know, man. I don't trust Mike McCarthy. So he's the guy that's going to be like in charge, calling the plays. I think the team is very talented. If you kind of just go player for player, DeMarcus Lawrence, Trayvon Diggs, Stephon Gilmore, obviously Micah Parsons. So, I mean, they got guys on the defensive side of the ball. Offensive side, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard. I think they lost. What was their tight end that they just lost?
Dalton Schultz.
Not Dawson.
Dalton Schultz.
Dalton Schultz, that's right. He left to the Texans. So, we'll see where that how their tight end play looks. Can Dak? It's really going to come down to, can Dak not turn the ball over, and can the Cowboys figure out a way? Because I feel like their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games, and Dak's going to lose them games a lot. So I feel like that's
the key for Dallas is Dak not turning the ball over. If Dak doesn't turn the ball over, they have a high likely chance of winning games. But if you leave it in his hands where he has to throw the ball, that's where it's really rough. That's where it becomes rough for him.
The playoff game against us last year, the defense was playing well. Like, the Cowboys' defense was playing great. And Dak threw 2 picks. That lost them the game.
Yep.
So.
Turnovers.
All right, Manny. I know you've been tuning in, so I know you've been hearing about this segment, but this is arguably the best segment of the show, but I'm not going to say anything. We got Factor Cap. So you're the guest on the show. I'm going to come to you first. I was expecting Garry to be here because I purposely picked this question because I knew Shaun was not going to be here, and it was going to be the 3 of us going at it. So, Manny, I'm going to come to you first. Factor Cap. Will George Pickens have a better season than Brandon Ayuk?
Oh, here we go.
George Pickens better season than Brandon Ayuk. Whew. Oh, man. Fact.
Wow.
Hell yeah, Manny. Tell us why.
I think this is the year where he has his breakout season. And I think George, not saying that Brandon Ayuk is not a number one, because I do think he can be a number one. But because they have Deebo Samuel over there, who's like the real number one, is why it's going to not take away less opportunities. It's just I think George Pickens is going to have more opportunities compared to their Steelers number one, which I still think is Deontay Johnson. But George Pickens has a more closer gap to being the next up-and-coming number one receiver. And so between the two, I'm going with Pickens. That man has been looking phenomenal. He's been looking phenomenal. He gets the ball.
Toddy's face says it all. For the audio-only listeners, you didn't get to see it. Disgruntled, pissed off, aggravated emotion. So, Toddy, answer the question for us. Fact or cap? Will George Pickens have a better season than Brandon Ayuk?
I think this is obviously cap. I'm looking at. I kind of agree with Manny in a sense where he said Brandon Ayuk isn't the number one. Deebo's the number one. And I've even seen Niner fans say that Brandon Ayuk is the number one receiver, which I think is ludicrous. I think Deebo Samuel is. I think Brandon Ayuk is a better route runner than Deebo Samuel is, but I feel like Deebo's kind of the guy that we try to get the ball more often. Is George Pickens going to have 1,000 yards receiving year this year? Maybe. I saw Brandon Ayuk do it. He had a 1,000-yard season last year, and he had multiple quarterbacks, kind of, Trey Lance, Jimmy Garoppolo, and he had Brock Purdy. So it really didn't matter who was being the quarterback last year for him to get his numbers. So I feel like now that he kind of has, rapport a little bit with Brock Purdy, full off season with them in training camp, OTAs, him getting 1,000 yards is kind of going to be easy.
Oh man, Shaun says it's gonna be hard for Pickens to stack stats with his quarterback can't even get him the ball consistently.
And me and Shaun's saying that because we kind of had a factor cap. Is Kenny Pickett better than Daniel Jones? And me and Kevin said Kenny Pickett pretty much, and he said it was Daniel Jones. So it's like comparing apples to oranges. They both suck. So
he agrees.
I mean. I think Brock Purdy is better than Kenny Pickett, and he'll be able to kind of get the ball to all of his guys. I'm not sure Kenny Pickett can. I'd like to see him do it on a consistent basis. So I think Brandon Ayuk is going to have a better season than George Pickens. So this is a cap for me.
So our good man Tyson Ross agreed, saying this is a fact. So did Uncle Manny, coming in saying a fact. So they say 3 is the magic number, fellas. So I'm going to go ahead and say this is fact. Why is this fact, you might ask me? So I'm the numbers guy here. I'm the stats guy. I'm supposed to come and deliver. So I'm going to do just that. Brandon Ayuk had 114 targets, 1,015 yards. Manny, I've been telling everybody that's one missed tackle. It's really 998. It's one missed tackle. So we're not going to go do too much about that. 78 receptions with 8 touchdowns. George Pickens, 801 yards, 84 targets, 52 receptions on 4 touchdowns. But he also had Mitchell Trubisky throwing the ball. When Kenny Pickett was a full-time starter for 13 games, 683 yards, 45 catches, 5 touchdowns. So I think this dynamic duo is only going to get better. They both got a year in the system. Kenny is the full-time guy. There is no more Trubisky. So 17 games of this duo, 1,000 yards, easy. Book it. And I don't think this is a hot take. I think he's going to be their number one receiver. I know Deontay Johnson's really good, but I'm taking George Pickens over Deontay Johnson any day of the week. So I'm going to say this is fact. I think Brandon Ayuk is a great player. I just think George Pickens is going to get the rep and the opportunity. That's what it's about. Manny will tell you it's all about opportunity. So this next one, this is real, real hot. And I'm going to come to Manny last because I know where he's leaning. So I'm going to come to you first, Toddy. I don't know if you guys are big on the podcast world, but Gilbert Arenas had a special guest. And he asked that special guest the question, are you the best point guard to ever touch this rock? And Steph Curry said yes. So this question today, fact or cap, is Steph Curry the best point guard of all time?
Oh, it's crazy. It's very, very close. Magic obviously has more championships. I think he has more like all NBAs and maybe slightly more all-star games. I'd have to really like get a chance to look at the stats, but they're like very, very close. Steph is the greatest shooter of all time. It's very close. I think where he kind of edges them out. Does Magic have MVP? I don't think so. He does? Yeah, he does. And he has more. I think he has more finals MVPs too, or they have the same. Might be he has more of that. So I'm going to say cap for now. I feel like Steph will end up being the best point guard of all time, just because I think Magic played more. So
Shaun said that's a fact.
I feel like it'll end up. I think Steph will end up being the number one point guard of all time once he's done playing. Like, even if he does have less championships, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like he has to probably get some more All NBAs. He's the best shooter of all time. He has all the 3-point records. Every time he makes a new three, it's a new record. So I mean, it's very close. So I feel like it's very close. Like, you could argue right now that obviously he's the best point guard ever. I feel like Magic has the more accolades as of right now. They're both obviously Hall of Famers, in my opinion. NBA 75, all that. I feel like Steph plays probably like 5 more years. He'll probably be the best point guard of all time, in my opinion.
Well, Manny was just shaking his head up and down. So we even got to go to him next. We'll go to me. Like I said, we'll go to Manny last. So fact or cap, is Steph Curry the best point guard ever? And I think this is cap. So when it comes down to it, it's Magic Johnson and it's Steph Curry. Who are you going to take? Magic has the rings, the All-Star, the first team All-NBAs.
Magic played center, though. He did play center.
I'm just saying he's done it a lot. He's done it a lot longer. If Steph Curry can go and get that 5th ring and that second Finals MVP, I think it becomes a debate. But Magic has him. The only thing that Steph really has is the shooting. So I'm gonna go cap. I'm gonna go Magic Johnson. We mentioned that Steph changed the game forever. A couple weeks ago, we talked about Steph was top 10 all time, and I agree. But when it comes down to that number one spot in PG, we have to go with Magic, baby. It's Magic. So Manny, I'm gonna come to you next. Close. Fact or cap? Is Steph Curry the best point guard ever?
The unanimous MVP. Fact.
Only
now,
the only ever.
Now here's the thing. When it comes to the age of point guards these days, it's starting to shift. When it comes to a true point guard, people think of someone, I would say, like a Chris Paul in a sense, because of his ability to throw assists. When you look at Magic, yes, he's 6'9", but he was also able to get in the assists. When he throws his dimes, it's like crazy to look at. John Stockton, dimes. Now, this new age of point guards, they're more scorers. If you look at Steph Curry, you look at point guards. If you look at the new point guards of today's day and age, a lot of them are more scorers. With Steph Curry, his shooting ability, his ability to change the game there's no one like him. There's just no one like him. When you go out to the yard and you see people playing basketball, who are they looking at? Steph Curry. They're trying to be a Steph Curry.
Not everybody is 6'9", 250.
Game.
Everybody can't shoot from 45 feet.
Okay, but
everybody can shoot
45 feet.
Everybody can shoot. Okay, at the end of the day, can you shoot well? That's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother factor for whether or not if you should take that shot or not. But you can at least try to shoot the ball. Steph Curry, the unanimous MVP. Fact. He is the best point guard, and his story is still being written.
Still being written. I like it. So we had some other topics to get to, but I want to put them on the back burner because this is the second coming of the Vonny's Hotline, and we got to get it going. We have college football kicking off this week. Toddy, let the bettors know, because everyone knows you're a betting man. let them know what to look out for. What are the best parlays to put together, 6-footers or whatever. You're the bet man, so I'll let you take this over. So let us hear it.
So pretty much the whole hotline is basically going to be Caleb Williams based. USC plays on Saturday. It's week 0. Played San Diego State. So nothing too crazy as far as this last weekend was a doozy. Okay. Last weekend was a doozy. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, Shaun O'Malley plus 200. You had Messi. He was like minus 140 to score a goal, and you could have took what was the Miami team? You could have took Messi to score and their team to win basically, and you would have been up. So, pretty much this week is just going to be, it's going to be based off of Caleb Williams. The line was for him, I think it's over 3.5 touchdowns, minus 120. It's a lot. 4 touchdowns in the game is a lot. It's a lot of touchdowns, even for a San Diego State. Even Manny will tell you the line is minus 30, so we're favored by 30 points. I think Caleb Williams does have the 4 touchdowns. So you can take that order at minus 120. His over in yards is like, Jesus Christ, it's like 295, which is 300 yards. It's a lot. It's a lot. Now, he's the Heisman Trophy winner. You know, this is a warm-up game. 300 yards don't be scared of that 295. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be scared of it, because he might get that in the first half. You might look at him. You might look at the young boy, Malachi Nelson, and be like, hey, man, you ready to go in the second half, get some reps? Don't be worried about it. So I'm going to take the over on the 295. So 4 touchdowns, 295 against the San Diego. Don't be afraid of it. Now, I know it's a lot. 4 touchdowns, 300 yards. It's a lot. You don't see – it's a crazy number. But if you think about Lincoln Riley, Breed's quarterbacks, Breed's Heisman Trophy winners, they put up points. We averaged like 40 points last year. We didn't play a lot, not a lick of defense. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of that. So minus 120. You got even odds on the 4 touchdowns though. So minus 120, and then plus 100 on the 295. So those are going to be my 2 picks for the weekend. Now, if you want to just go for games, I really can't wait until next week, because that's like when the games like start because
real football.
Thursday is kind of when I guess I can give a sneak preview into next.
Get the people what they want, Todd. Get the people what they want.
So Florida, Utah is going to be it's a standalone game on Thursday night. It's going to be pretty crazy. Graham Mertz is the starter for Florida, transfer from Wisconsin, I believe. Or was it Notre Dame? I think it was definitely Notre Dame. Wisconsin or Notre Dame. I'm tripping right now. But obviously they play against Utah. The game is at Utah. Everybody knows it's kind of like an ongoing thing. Utah, USC can't be Utah, blah, blah, blah. You guys can't be Utah. Oh, Caleb Williams painted fuck Utah on his nails and they can't beat him. Blah, 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 blah. And this, that, and the third. And they always just give me shit for not being able to be Utah. It is what it is. Cam Rising is probably his status is up in the air for this game. I haven't really heard anything from coaching staff about him practicing or playing, being ready to play. The game is next week, so shit, I haven't heard anything. The line right now, as it stands, is Utah minus 6.5. They're favored by a touchdown. They're minus 250 straight up to win. Florida's plus 210. It's very bad. Florida is not really expected to be that good this year. Yeah. Florida's not really.
For the audio-only listeners, Shaun came back with some more heat. Caleb Williams can't beat motherfucking Mormons.
So, Florida is plus 210. Please do not fall for this. I can't take Florida to win this game. I really can't. It really all depends on. I feel like this line is going to change, and we find out because like a week ago, Utah was minus 300, so the line has went down a little bit. I do like the Florida plus 6.5. I think the game's going to be closer than a lot of people think. Last year kind of went down to the wire. I don't know if a lot of people know. Kevin got married last year. Drove all the way from Sac to Oregon to go see his wedding, and I was definitely watching the game during his reception because there was money on the floor. And you can ask Soph, she can attest to this as I'm watching the game while Kevin is giving his vows. Right-handed God. Right-handed God. So
He's like, God damn it. I mean, keep going, Kev. Keep going, Kev.
Does anybody object? Damn it. So I like Florida plus 6.5 here. I think the game, Utah probably wins, but I don't know if they win by touchdown in my opinion. So we're going to go back over the lines. I have Caleb Williams over 3.5 touchdowns. So yes, throw for 4 touchdowns. Over 295. That is plus. That's even money. The line might change by the time the game actually happens. So that is plus. So it's minus 120 for the 4 touchdowns. Even money for the 300 yards, 295. So if you throw for 296, then you're good. And then we'll record this podcast again, but the line right now for the Florida Utah game is Florida plus 6.5. So they lose probably by 4 or 5 is kind of what I'm thinking the game will be. I mean, even a field goal is probably what it will come down to. I mean, a lot. I've seen people pick Florida like straight up to win, which is insane to me. But to a lot of people, it's not crazy to them that Florida will win because SEC teams are usually a lot more beefier than Pac-12 teams. So a lot of people will say that, oh, when the SEC plays the Pac-12, they usually just slap them. So if Florida comes out, and I don't advise you to take the plus 210 because I feel like it's fool's gold there for to beat them straight up. But if you take that plus 210, I'm not mad at you.
Perfect. And that is going to do it for episode 47 of Stats or Politics. I just want to say thank you to Manny for stepping in. We had 2 guys fall out, and Manny came up and stepped up big for us, and he did what he did. He delivered.
Manny was Brock Purdy. He came in the game. We had both of our starting quarterbacks out. Manny came in, led us all the way to the NFC Championship game.
Appreciate for having me.
A little bit too much 12 talk for me, but, that comes with Manny. You want Manny on, it's going to be 12 talk. Next time he says he's going to bring a jersey on, so I don't know if it's going to be a next time. There was a this time, there was a last time. So that's all that matters. But we are signing out.
We got to bring them on the week they play the Eagles.
Well, you don't want to do that.
Oh, yeah, we want to do that.
We got to bring them on after they split the Niners, though. And you got to hand him his money like this.
Definitely.
Oh, no, yeah. If that happens, we have to bring him.
We got to bring him on. Right, so this is episode 47. Damn, 47. This is Kevin Dent, Jaevon Tidy, and our special recurring guest, Manny. Thank you guys for listening. Please leave us a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are everywhere like the pandemic. If you see the socials, just go ahead and clip them. We gave you guys your shout-outs last week, so we're going to continue giving you guys your flowers. We're nothing without you guys. So we appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your night, and we are signing off.
By the way, Mark Jones he was on the podcast last week. So go check out that podcast.
Go check that out. 46 with nuts. So go ahead and check that out. Peace.
Deuces.